Presently, the HAARP installation is only being used for modest testing, yet climatic disturbances are already occurring worldwide which can no longer be disregarded. These facts do not seem to greatly trouble those people, nor their followers, who are in charge of the HAARP program. They even deny that natural disasters now occurring on a global scale have anything to do with their dangerous experiments. The Pleiadians/Pleiadians insist, however, that there is indeed a direct link between the environmental pollution and destruction and the global warming. Even though the HAARP tests are still at a low level, the program is already triggering floods, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes and stormy weather conditions. Airplane pilots have been instructed to give the installation a wide berth, thus the operation may already be in full swing, or will be sometime in 1998. Just 1 gigawatt of power from the unit is sufficient to burn a hole into the ionosphere. But at full output, the ray weapon will be increased to 100 gigawatts. 100 billion watts. It is a fact that this new ray weapon will influence and damage the consciousness of human beings and animals, and, of course, the entire gene pool of terrestrial animals, plants and humans. Likewise, the entire highly sensitive energy field of Earth could be manipulated to the point where the poles are displaced. The bombardment of the ionosphere presents many dangerous, destructive and deadly possibilities, but those in charge do not give this matter even a second thought. As a result, they are forging ahead at full speed with this secret armament project to blast holes through the ozone and heat up the ionosphere. In 1945, American scientists, under the mandate of the U.S. government and military, detonated the first atomic bomb in recent history. Later on, they admitted they had failed to take into account beforehand what could really happen during the explosion. Whether, perhaps, a nuclear chain reaction could have resulted which would incinerate the entire atmosphere of Earth, even the entire planet. Their posture now is the same as it was with the atom bomb tests, and the chance of a disaster with HAARP remains 50:50. The experiment today is being conducted with the same odds as the detonation of the bomb in 1945. Even though our worst fears did not materialize then because everything went well, other dreadful scenarios resulted from these early experiments. New bombs were built and dropped upon residential areas, killing hundreds of thousands of people. Untold numbers of people were mutilated by burns, and many descendants of the radioactively contaminated victims grew up resembling monsters rather than humans. Furthermore, huge territories were radioactively infected worldwide and have since become uninhabitable for many thousands of years. The contamination resulted from the testing of atomic bombs as well as their commercial use. As if this were not bad enough, atomic materials being used for peaceful purposes have claimed untold numbers of victims throughout the entire world by contamination through radiation, either accidentally, carelessly or with criminal intent. In these matters, America tops the list of offenders because the power-hungry people of that nation have sanctioned secret research criminally using radioactive treatment, medication, etc., on thousands of innocent people and numerous villages and towns. Unfortunately, they are not the only country doing this. While these facts have become at least partially common knowledge by now, they have yet to be fully uncovered. This type of research demonstrates such a lack of human compassion that we question whether they were, or still are, simply frightful, bloodthirsty and irresponsible monsters. The atom bomb, which has been and continues to be used for commercial purposes as a peaceful source of atomic energy, has induced unending pain, misery and irreparable worldwide harm. The destruction continues. In spite of this, U.S. scientists are presently conducting and secretly planning a new atrocity against humanity, a highly controversial series of tests which will launch a new, futuristic, destructive and deadly weapon system. This system may be as destructive and deadly as the atom bomb to the entire planet and all its life forms, including mankind. The immediate result as well as the long-term results of this madness has the same uncertainty as that of 1945 when the first atomic bomb was exploded. Indeed, some shocked scientists want nothing to do with the entire matter. They have the opinion that life on Earth in its present form and the existence of the planet are being jeopardized once again by the actions of power-hungry people, particularly by the U.S. government and military. The HAARP program is considered one of the greatest threats to the ozone layer by those scientists who still possess a sense of responsibility. Moreover, the HAARP program can affect many aspects on Earth, including its outer spheres and all life forms. The possibilities range from skin cancer to alterations in the climatic zones, from violent storms and droughts to floods, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. It is obvious that all of this is a daily part of living even now, brought about by the insanity of overpopulation and its consequences like, for example, the destruction and pollution of our environment, resulting global warming and the shifting of weight in the Earth's upper layer. However, ongoing HAARP experiments have been to blame for some time now for climatic changes which, in turn, have triggered worldwide earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, floods and environmental catastrophes. Those in charge of the HAARP program deny, of course, that such testing is generating this turmoil. But the Pleiadians/Pleiadians categorically state that this is the case. They further contend that HAARP will cause so much destruction, pain, suffering and devastation in the future that neither nature nor any living thing will ever be able to return to a normal state of equilibrium. The long-term effects will negatively influence everything on Earth, and recovery will all but be impossible. For quite some time now, a worldwide hunt for ozone destroyers such as fluorochlorocarbons has been in progress, and rightly so. Yet American industry and governments have obstructed many environmental issues and seem to be indifferent to the advancement and protection of life in general. This is proven by America's adherence to capital punishment, which is glorified by many of its citizens and mercilessly used. The same arbitrary disregard for human welfare by its power elite and their followers is exemplified by their acquisition of the new HAARP weaponry. Without consulting any other human inhabitants of this planet, their military is blasting dangerous holes into the fragile ionosphere and is thereby endangering all terrestrial life. These powerful people are taking it upon themselves to make these crucial decisions without concern for anything else other than their damn power madness and megalomania. The ionosphere will indeed be damaged and partly dissolved by the HAARP program, thereby allowing dangerous, unimpeded cosmic radiation to enter the Earth's atmosphere. This alone proves HAARP to be an irresponsible project. Such insanity can be seen in the annals of human history, but it is routinely hidden from the people. In 1958, for instance, 3 atom bombs were detonated in the atmosphere to influence the weather. Within 2 years following this stupid action, an entire series of climatic catastrophes resulted.